Hello, welcome to my house and welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Cepeda and today I'm going to show you to make the easiest cardigan that you will ever learn. You won't believe how easy it is. I love this technique and I love this garment. It's one of my favorites. When I used to give courses, a lot of people learn it with me and they love it because it's so easy and fast to make. I will show you. It has an sports neck. You started from there and then you will continue making more rows until we divide the armhole, and then according to the rows that you are going to make will be the size. But don't worry, I will give you the steps by steps and I will show you how we can make it. Well, let's don't lose more time, and before we start, subscribe. Well, with one thread and with your hook we are going to start making this cardigan. The cardigan that I showed you at the beginning, I made it with a different material. At that time I used 500 grams of a material that is between fine and light material, and I used the hook of number 3.5 millimeters. In this case, during the class, I will be making with an angorita that is between light and medium weight yarn, and I will use 400 grams and the hook of number 4 millimeters. So, as I told you, we are going to start from the neck. We are going to make 110 chains. When we finish to make the 110 chains, we are going to count 3, and in the 4th chain we are going to insert the hook, and right there we are going to start making a double crochet. Then in this space next to it, a second double crochet, then 2 chains. We will skip 1, 2, 3, and right here in the 3rd space a double crochet. Let me take more yarn. So here next to it we are going to make a second double crochet. Okay, yes. And here we are going to make a picot, so 2 chains, and we are going to come back where we started and slip 1. You see? Then yarn over, and next to it we are going to make the 3rd double crochet. So this will be 1 segment with picot, so 3 double crochet, and in the second double crochet a picot, and we will repeat 1 more. Well, here as you could see, I made 1 more, also skipping 2 spaces and making 2 chains between segments. Then here we are going to make a increased, okay? So we made a double crochet, and in the same place a second double crochet. As you could see, we are making double crochet out of 3 crochet. So again, we will take 1, take 2, and 3. This is what I'm referring to. Then 2 chains, and in the same place we are going to make again 2 double crochet. So here we have a V, right? So here is where we increased. And we are going to make these 2 segments with picot, and then we are going to make the V again. Well, so far we have this. After the V we made the 2 segments with picots, so this will be the front, the sleeves, and then we will make 5 segments more for the back. Well, here I did finish the row, so let's count. Let's see since the beginning. So here we started, so here's the front, 2 segments, the V, 2 segments, the V for the sleeve, then 5 segments, the V, 2 segments, the V, and then we finish with 2 segments and the last 3 double crochet for the edge. Well, here at the end we are going to turn around, and don't worry if you have chains left, we will fix it later. So here we will start with the 3 double crochet of the edge, and we are going to continue with the same stitch, but now in the spaces we are going to make the segments with picots, and in these segments we are going to make the chains. And also before I let you go, where we make the V's, where we increase, remember, we are going to continue making V's over V's, but I will continue and I will show you. Well, so far we have something like this. Remember, we started with 3 double crochet for the edge. Then in the spaces we made the segments with picots, and then between them we made the chains. And as I told you, we are going to make V's over V's. Then we are going to continue like this the whole row. And in the comment rows we are going to alternate the stitch like we made here. Approximately for a small size we are going to make 7 rows before we divide. And well, and here it's important to respect where we make the V's to continue making V's over V's. If you are making it for a larger size, instead of 7 rows, you are going to make more. Well, for example, so far I have something like this. With this yarn, I made 2, 4, 6, 7 rows. Okay, remember that I did respect where we make the V's. If you want to make this in a larger size, well, I suggest that instead you make more rows. Okay, like I'm making this for a small size and I'm ready to divide. So here is the sleeve, then the 2 fronts, and then the second sleeve and the back. And here I'm going to divide to make the armhole. And for example, if you try on and for you, according to your size and for your body, it's perfect, this size for the shoulder, for the sleeve, well, instead of continue making more rows, we are going to make some rows between here to open more the garment and to make it for a larger size. So I suggest that you try on first. But well, in my case, this will be a small size. This will be for my mannequin. So I will continue with the same stitch from here all around to make the cardigan. Well, look, when we arrive here where we increase, where we made this V, instead of making the V, well, we are going to make a segment with picot. Then we are going to make the 3 chains, and right here in the corner we are going to continue with the stitch, making the segments, and like this we are going to jump and continue with the back with the same stitch. If in your case you made chains between here, to open more the size, well, you are going to continue and crochet over the chains that you made and continue with the same stitch, making the segments, leaving the same spaces and everything. So I'm going to continue, and remember I will make the same in the other side too, to join and to continue with the bottom. And we'll like this without making more rows in the armholes. We are going to continue making more rows. Remember that we are not going to take into account the sleeves, just we are going to continue with the bottom. Approximately we are going to make 15 or 20 rows according to the cardigan that we want. Okay, later I will show you how we are going to make the sleeves. And we'll also please continue making at the beginning and at the end of the row these 3 double crochet for the edge. It's very important that we keep this part straight and making this part for the edge that will frame this beautiful job. So let's continue. Well, I did continue the same, making the same stitch. So from the armhole to the bottom, I made 20 rows, and here we are. Remember that I keep making the 3 double crochet of the edge. So now we are going to make 2 last rows to finish. So we are going to start the same, making these 3 double crochet for the edge. Remember that we are going to make this double crochet out of 3 crochet, okay? So please take that into account. After these 3 double crochet, we are going to make 2 chains and a double crochet here at the beginning of the first segment. Okay, then 2 chains, and at the end of this segment, we are going to make a double crochet. And then 2 chains, and like this we are going to continue. We are going to make this row of mesh stitch. Remember that if you want to make your cardigan longer, well, make more rows, and then at the end you can make these rows that I will show you. Okay, so I will continue making this stitch in the bottom all around. Well, at the end of this row we are going to turn around. Remember that we are going to finish with with these 3 double crochet for the edge. So now here at the end we are going to finish and we are going to make a single crochet row. Okay, I like the long of the cardigan that I made, but this is up to you. Okay, if you want, you can continue making more rows, and after you can make this last stitch. So we are going to make 2 single crochet in the spaces and 1 single crochet over the last double crochet. And like this we are going to continue, and with this row we will finish the bottom. Well, now that we finished with the bottom, we are going to continue making the sleeves. Here I did get ahead and I made this stitch for the sleeves, and I make it like this. I will count how many spaces or squares do I have in one sleeve than in the other, so I can have the same number. Okay, so I will show you how we are going to make it and how we are going to organize the spaces all around the sleeve. Okay, well, so we are going to make the exact same number, and we are going to start right here after where is the V, where we increased right here one space, and right here we are going to insert the hook and start with the sleeve. If you are using a material that has different shades, well, try to always start with the same color that you started with the other sleeve so they can perfectly match. Okay, please take that into account. If not, well, you can continue with your color, and we are going to continue all around making these segments of 3 double crochet with a picot. Where here I finished to make all around this sleeve. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10, and in the other sleeve we made 11. So here, to close the row, we are going to skip some spaces, and right here in this space we are going to make the last segment. And remember that each segment has 3 double crochet and the picot. So here, before we continue with the second double crochet, we are going to close and fold it like this. So for example, here we are going to insert the hook. Imagine that we are about to make the double crochet, so we are going to insert the hook also in the other side, taking here where the last V was. So right here we'll insert the hook, and then from here we are going to continue with the second double crochet of the segment. So we are going to bring all of the chains through. Then, as you could see here, we reduce the space. We are going to make the last and the 11th segment according to the sleeves, and we are going to close, making 3 chains, of course completing the segment, and slip 1 to close. If you want this sleeve wider, well, instead of skipping the spaces, well, continue and respect the spaces that you have to make this sleeve wider. So now, to start with the next stitch, with the next row, we are going to slip on until the middle, right where the picot is, until we arrive to the space. Then we will go up with 3 chains, and then we are going to continue alternating the segments like we made in the stitch that we made for the rest of the cardigan. And also, while we make these rows for the sleeves, we are going to reduce. So see you at the end of the row to show you how we are going to reduce. Well, so here we are about to finish the row, and as I told you, we are going to reduce. So in this case, we are going to skip one segment. Instead of having 11, I want to have 10. So we are going to skip one. But to not have this big hole, we are going to make this small thread. Here in the last segment, after the picot, we are going to insert the hook, taking 1 stitch from here and 1 stitch from the other side. We are going to slip 1 to close. So like this, we are going to kind of blend this space, and we are going to reduce correctly. And here we are going to make the last double crochet. You see, so it blended. And now we are going to make and finish the row with 2 chains, and we are going to slip on to close And well, with this number of segments, we are going to continue making more rows all around. And remember that I don't want this sleeve too long, so under the elbow I will stop. So I will make, and we are going to make after these 2 rows 13 rows more. Remember that to go up we are going to slip one behind the picot, and then we are ready to start. So I will continue making more rows with this stitch all around to make the sleeve, and see you after these 15 rows in total to show you how we are going to reduce and to make the last rows for the edge of the sleeve. Well, look, for example, here we finish, we have 15 rows for the sleeve, and now to make the last row for the edge, we are going to make the mesh stitch. So we will go up with 3 chains, and like I want to reduce, we are going to make double crochet without making any chain between. So at the beginning of the segment and at the end of the segment. Right there is how we are going to continue all around this row to reduce a little bit. So we are going to make one here and here too, and like this all around. Well, at the end of the row, we are going to slip one to close, like this. And remember that we made the same stitch in the bottom. We made the mesh stitch in the bottom of our cardigan. Well, now here, to finish, we are going to make one row of half double crochet. So we are going to make one in each stitch. Okay, like this. And see you when I finish to make this row. Remember that we are going to make the same in the other side too, in the second sleeve. And well, at the end I made 3 rows with half double crochet. At the end, please don't close and tie too much. Remember that your arm must fit right here. If before you make this, you should try on and decide. Probably since you are making the mesh stitch, you don't need to reduce too much. Instead of making 1 double crochet and no chain between, you can make 1 double crochet and 1 chain, and like this. Okay, so this is up to you. Now let's continue with the neck. Well, and like this is how we finish the sleeve. I think so far so good. Also, I love the shape of our cardigan. It was so easy with an easy technique. Well, now we are going to make the sports neck, and I will show you how we are going to make it. Like I'm making this cardigan in different shades of color, here I will decide in which color do I would like to make my neck. Okay, you will decide the combination, and also if you don't have the exact color in the last threads, well, you can cut and find the threads and the combination that you want. In this case, I will continue as it goes, so I will take this thread and I will start with this color. Well, we will start right here in the corner, okay, to make the salmon's knot. So we are going to take the stitch here, then we will pull, take one, insert the hook in the back, like in the back part of the chain, then single crochet, pull, take one, bring them through, and insert the hook in the back part and single crochet. So this is the salmon's knot. The salmon's knot has 2 pieces. We are going to calculate the space that we want to leave between them, and I want my sports neck a little bit wavy, okay? So that's why I'm going to leave the spaces between them short. So here we are going to continue making the salmon's knot until we arrive to the next corner, and I will show you how it will look. Here I suggest that if you crochet too tight, we'll change the number of your hook for a smaller size, okay? The salmon's knot should be a little bit loose. And as I told you, calculate the space that you are going to leave between salmon's knot, and also it is important, and the secret of this stitch is that you always pull at the same distance, okay? So like this, is how we are going to continue, and also in the knots try to pull a little bit, okay, so to frame the stitch. Well, to start with the next row, we are just going to turn around and then we will go up. Instead of making, remember that the salmon knot has two parts. Instead of making two parts, we are going to make three parts. So here we have the second part and we are about to make the third part. This is only to start with the row, okay, to go up. And then we are going to insert the hook, not here, okay, remember, in the knot. So right here in the first knot. And single crochet. And then we are going to continue with the rest. So we are going to make this the three parts of the salmon always at the beginning of the row, okay? This is to go up and to start. Like this row, we are going to make 7 or the rows that you want until you feel comfortable when you fold your sports neck, okay? So you will decide. In my case, I will continue making 7, and as I told you, here we are going to keep this part straight, so please take that into account always at the beginning of the row. So like this is how we are going to continue. Remember to make this part of the neck of the sports neck a little bit loose. Please relax. If you feel that you crochet too tight, we'll change the number of your hook for a bigger number. Okay, so here we will always insert at the top of the knots and right there in the center. So this is how it will look. Remember that we are going to make 7 rows like this one. Well, at the end I made 6 rows of salmon's knot, and the last row, the number 7, I will make a different stitch. I will show you how. So here at the end, for the edge, we are going to make this. So we will go up with 1, 2 chains, then 2 more chains. We are going to come back to the second chain. We will insert the hook, and right here we are going to make a picot. Then 2 chains, and we are going to insert the hook, skipping 1 knot. In the next knot as single crochet. Again, 2 chains plus 2 more to make the picot. We are going to come back to the second chain. We are going to slip 1, then make 2 chains. We are going to skip the next knot, and right there we are going to make a single crochet. So we are going to continue making this row until we arrive to the other corner, and we will use this row to decorate the neck. Well, so let's review the stitch. So for chains, then we are going to come back to the second chain. We are going to insert the hook, and right there we are going to make a picot. Then 2 chains, skip 1 knot, and in this knot a single crochet, and like this until we finish this row. Well, at the end here we are just going to cut a thread and we are going to make a knot. Remember, later this thread we are going to hide it through other project, and then with a lighter we are going to burn the tips. If you want, you can use your hook or an embroidery needle. Well, so here we are. Here is the neck with the sports neck. Here at the end, if you want, you can put some bottoms to decorate or so. I love the stitch, how it looks. Here we have 1 sleeve, and here we have the second sleeve. And I forgot to tell you that if you try on and if you feel that your neck is too open, well, you still can make a single crochet row all around to reduce a little bit, okay? But first try on. Now let's see how it looks, and also please hide all the threads that you may have. Well, so what do you think? I hope that you all have enjoyed this idea with me. I know that the algorithm tend to be a bit warm, but if you make this with a more fine or light material, I think it will look beautiful too. Just follow the instructions. It may need some adjustments, but I think it will be so easy to follow. Look at the back. I love the decoration that we made with the neck, the stitch that we chose, and the rows that we made. This will be a short cardigan, but remember that you can continue making more rows, and as I told you, you can make it in the size that you need, following my tips and all the secrets that I gave you. Well, remember that if you are watching this video from other part of the world, please let me know if in your country it's warm or it's cold right now, how it is. According where you are, I think that you will make it and it will be perfect with the material that you decide. But well, before you go, don't forget to follow me in all my social media. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to give me a like, to share this video if you like it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.